to a form like this one, where you can submit your full name, your details, it's coming, and then what sector, district, and lastly, you can give a detailed feedback. This website has been up and running for 4 months, and at this stage we only have one feedback, but it is there. So please don't feel when we are rushing that you don't feel like you are being heard or there wasn't enough time for you to give feedback. So now we have a little bit of time before lunch. Let's quickly try and integrate. I mentioned a number of times governance was really highlighted as an important strategy for us to make sure we get success. So we're going back to this Menti. You should just go back to where you were, and now we want you to prioritize. Which of these actions do you think is the most important need of political leadership? If we want to talk politics, we want people to buy in, which is the angle, the one that we have to first highlight for support? If you got disconnected, I've just put the QR code again there, but you should just be able to continue where you left off. Okay, let's move on. The next one, if you have to say who should be the champion, climate action in the province, who should it be? Should it be DEDECT? Or maybe it's so important we say the Premier's office should be the one. Should it be the Lesego? District municipalities? Should it be the university? Or do you think it should be a shared responsibility? Nobody wants you, Lesego. Okay, next one. What is the most urgent, if we have to prioritize, which of those goals or pathway do you think is the most urgent that we have to prioritize? Do you agree? Water and sanitation, disaster risk preparedness, flooding, spatial planning. Okay, next one. What of those do you think is the greatest risk to successful implementation? All this lack of implementation, what is the greatest risk of all of those? Political support, political shifts, funding, capacity, coordination, enforcement, data gaps. Now we have to write, what concerns do you have about backing this strategy? So if you can write, maybe I can also ask the students, if you want to write, maybe if we have a roaming microphone, it's a time for somebody to voice. Is there anyone who have serious concerns or any concern about backing this strategy? You've seen the backbone. What is the major concerns that you might have? Anyone who wants to speak? We have fast typing students that will be able to type what you say. The comments that they are already is not implementing. It won't be implemented. Okay, so if there's nothing serious, then let's go to the accountability. Okay, somebody, one of the students, please add accountability. Funding, lack of funding, political interference, feedback, capacity. This is another policy framework that will be tick-boxed. Human resources are a need, funding is a need. All right, okay, I think we've captured that. Right, so let's go to the next one, a positive one. Which of these actions, and if you can stay to something that you've read in the action list, if there's one action list that you feel that's exactly what we want, which of these actions do you think we should prioritize? You can again type them in, but you're also welcome to say it if you want to speak. Capacity building. So in the groups that I was, the one that was really highlighted was the a database of the research agenda and database of projects ongoing and actors in the province. The need for working together was a very important one. I think that is a fairly easy one to do and could be seen as something that can light the fire. Anyone else who wants to mention? Which action you thought this is a really special one? Mobilizing funding. It was the first action, right? And can I say from the Northwest University's perspective, when I read through those actions and I see how many of them we can play a role, sometimes, I mentioned before, we can't lead stuff always because this is not our primary job, but we can play a role. Funding is something that we can do. I mentioned 100 billion a year almost. This is the approximately how much climate funding is flowing into the country, 100 billion rand a year that we can access, right? And the university is ready to participate. Please let us know. Anyone else? Any action that you feel makes you excited? Mobile, nothing. Community involvement. I like the one of the community groups. Did you see that one? The environmental clubs. And this one come from the floor, right? We picked that one up. People saying that maybe we can formalize these environmental clubs. People were saying that they don't have a voice. There are these clubs, but there's no way for them to link to each other. There's no structure to formalize them. It seems like it's also a fairly easy one to obtain. Nothing else? Awareness. All right. So now, one of the key questions, how can communities be more meaningfully included? Any ideas? And if we get options from the floor, please, somebody must type them in, some of the students. Any ideas, and did you see this in the action list? I mentioned now the environmental clubs. Any ideas how we can drag the community more effectively? There's a mic.
Will involve school children.
School children.
Yeah.
Can you give me more help?
So from my side, I think addressing, having innovations that directly affect the community.
Innovations.
Yeah, innovations that directly solve the community's problems. Then you will win them.
Okay.
To participate.
Establish forums for communities to be included in conversations like this.
Like the environmental clubs action. Okay, I like that. Randy. This one. Any idea how we can do the public participation better? Any ideas?
Public participation, I think we can have the sectoral that we are calling youth, later elderly people, later those who are in sports, arts and culture, all those sectors.
Okay. Anyone else?
Thank you. I think to increase active participation in the community, we should, while we are planning, we should include maybe students or learners from high schools to be part of the initiatives, to be the people who will be running the initiatives. So that's how we increase active participation. When you're taking decisions, you want ideas, include them so that they can be part, they can feel part of the community and participate. That's how we can increase participation. Thank you.
Anyone else? Another one?
Thank you very much. I think we can also explore social media. Put information in the social media platform. Everybody is there, so they'll be able to access it. Thank you.
That's a good one.
think in addition, we can also involve churches because churches are almost everywhere in any community.
Thank you. Okay, the last, Randy, yeah, in front.
I don't know if the way I'm going to put it is going to make sense, but the language that we speak, when we are in these platforms, speaking English, speaking ecosystems, resilience, and so on and so forth, we need to come to the level of the ordinary citizens as well on the ground. I'm saying this, I'm raising this because earlier on I had to go and do an interview. The person who was supposed to interview me said to me that, Africa, we can take it Gasezwana. I said no, outrightly. Because the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, how am I going to explain ecosystems in Setswana, just giving it in one word? So we know that we've got that policy in South Africa to say that whatever messages that you are taking to the people, it must be translated into maybe 3 or 4 different languages, and we are not honoring it. So I'm surprised that we're not talking about it as well, so that people can have interest in terms of the subject matter, for them to understand what we are trying to deal with. So the language also can be a barrier for people to fully participate, so we must be sensitive of that and be very much inclusive. Maybe moving forward, as we produce the strategy, it must also come in Setswana or any other language as well. There must be such a version. We can still opt not to print it, but make it available, online or something like that. Thanks.
Thank you. It's a very important point. I hope you saw that we have the website in Setswana. And then also, I'm looking for the strategy, there's the goal 7, capacity and awareness, where this point fits. And then we also have communication literacy there, and then in disaster risk management, there's early warning dissemination, community awareness, where this point is very important. So
also traditional leaders, they play a better role, especially in the rural areas.
okay, anything else? Then the last question I've got for you is, after today, how confident are you in this strategy? Give us a rating from not at all to very confident. How confident are you that we can make this work? I was just checking that there's goal 7, we have an action that says develop and implement a climate change training program for government officials, traditional leaders and politicians. So at least we touch on it already somehow, but we will make sure to try and strengthen it. While we're capturing the last few votes, I think I must give over to the program director. And the last thing for us to do, I think, is we have the facilitators that can speak, but maybe we should open the floor, and we want people to just say the things that captured them, the headlines. We have all the details on the forms, but maybe there is some of you that want to speak and share some of the main important thoughts you had during this process. Can that be managed in the interest of time by the program director? Who is, I can't remember who.
Thank you very much, Rural, for that session that you led for us, which assisted us to make meaningful inputs into the climate change strategy. So the platform is open for those who want to give the parting shots before we can close. Anything that comes from the heart, it can be something that you liked most, it can be something that you are worried about, it can be something that you just want to warn us about in terms of the process that we have started. Okay, over to you. Can we get another mic? It looks like that one is a bit tired. Where are the other microphones? Hauna shop steward voice nyanada. Why is the shop steward voice? Hauna yona. In the interest of time. It looks like the microphone is coming. I was about to invite you over here now so that we don't waste more time.
Thank you. Exactly what I want to say. All the stakeholders who are here, they must account. Especially in the time frame from now, where they have all the plan in their table to implement what we have in the 2 days we have talked about. We are not going to sit until December, nothing happened. So please, I plead for all the stakeholders who were here to account for us as a social, civil societies. Come back to us with a report saying what we have identified and what's the mandate to start to those things that have been spoken in this hall. Then we will appreciate. Otherwise, I will run after you.
Okay, thank you very much. He is asking for accountability, which is something that we are definitely going to make sure that we honor. Okay, there's another hand there.
Good day, everyone. My name is Tsepo Mohale from Matlosana, an organization called Greenland Environmental Nature Conservationist. I just want to say this out so that maybe we understand. Maybe it's what I cannot digest in my brain. But now I can hear different departments. They have a role to play in the document, but I do not see the community being represented. I feel like we are a group of intellects who are teaching one another. But the people who are supposed to actually get the learning, they are not actually represented here. And then the other thing that I've also realized, I see many departments, structures who are here, but no one has the buy-in. No one is buying in and say, as Glencoe, this is how we can support, this is how we help. From the lesson that we just made, the funding is put at the last, or at the last of everything, and it's all about strategy, talking, doing this, doing that, but we do not have the buy-in. Which department is saying, as DEDECT or as this department, this is where we come in and this is what we'll do. These are the funds that we can avail so that this thing can start running. So I think we just intellect talking to one another, and the people who actually need this, they are not here at all. Thank you.
Okay, that's your observation. Thank you for that. Any other takers? I think that is going to be the last hand so that we can then move towards closure, and then we go and have lunch. And some of you have to travel back to Bomatlosana, like you have to go to Moses Kotani, MMC there, so that you can travel whilst there's still enough time before sunset, okay? Yes, ma.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to make mention of the fact that in terms of all the presentations made, the submissions that have been made, we are saying climate change is going to be with us for a longer period of time, until such time that we change our attitude towards the environment. So just in brief, let us, all of us, take an active role in making sure that our environment is sustainable. Hence, we are saying active involvement of communities in managing the environment must be the order of the day. Accountability, transparency, and sustainable living must be our watchword. In conclusion, if we go on the way we have the fault is our greed. If we are not willing to change, we will disappear from the face of the globe to be replaced by the insects. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Give a round of applause for that last message. Thank you very much. So true. It reminds me of the reflection that we did yesterday, where we were saying that 50 years to come, we won't be here. 50 years to come, we won't be here. So we must be very, very careful of what we are leaving for our kids, our children and their children. Because there is the saying that says that we don't own this planet. We have actually, or we didn't inherit it for ourselves. We are holding it in custody for our kids, for the coming generation. So we must do good by them. Okay, thank you very much. The input from the participant from Matlosana, we are taking note of that. I hear what you're saying. It's almost linked to what I was raising in terms of the issue of the language, so that, you know, ordinary citizens can also make their inputs. So this is one of the many engagements or consultations that we are undertaking towards finalizing the strategy. So I'm assuring you that we have had your input. We will go back and assess as to whether have we, in all the other engagements, been able to reach out to them. If we invite them, sometimes you invite people, they don't come. So you need to go find out as to what could the problem be. How do I reach them? You know, so we will definitely do that introspection. Thank you very much. So as a way forward, we are told that we must be held accountable, otherwise I'm going to be followed by people. Tarin, I don't want to be followed. I can't afford to be followed by people. So we have agreed with the team to say that we are still open for written comments, because in certain instances it may well happen that you were here, but you feel that this other branch or this other unit within my department, you know, they could have also contributed something here. You may want to go and engage with your colleagues. Yes, there's still time, but the deadline for that, we want all the written comments to be in by the 6th of March. By the 6th of March. Okay? So that is the time frame that we are giving to you. After that, we're moving forward. We're not going to wait forever, because we need to finish so that we can get to the stage of implementation. Okay? And then the presentations, they are going to be shared. I hope all of you have signed the attendance register. and your writing was very clear and is readable. If we when you write like a doctor, medical doctor, make sure we will try otherwise, so that we are able to send you the presentations, because we are going to use the attendance register to share all the presentations from yesterday to today, okay? All right. So that is the way forward in terms of where we're going from here. Now, in conclusion, allow me to take this opportunity to thank you for your passion and commitment into this journey that we have started. It's a cross-cutting issue that we are dealing with. It affects us all. So your contribution can never be undermined. We appreciate your having left your offices, left your families to come and spend 2 days with us here. That is highly, highly appreciated. Give yourselves a round of applause. Certain people were here yesterday, they could not make it today. Some who could not join us yesterday, they only managed to join us today. Hence, I'm saying that for me, it is a serious achievement. And I would also like to thank the MMCs as well as the councillors that came to give us support. I saw yesterday we had a lot of councillors that came through. And we really appreciate that. That for me is a sign, is an indication of political will. If at that level we are able to get such kind of support, it means there is that political will. If it's not sufficient, it means there must be something that we do so that we can ignite that interest to grow. But there is political will insofar as my assessment. And I would also like to thank all the presenters. Everybody, starting from yesterday, you educated us. And what is of utmost importance for me is the fact that we managed to take climate change from the international negotiations, from the national dialogue, to the level of the province, which is something that I'm always crying for, to say that bring it home. Because people out there will ask you, you're telling us about this disaster that is about to happen to us, but you're not able to guide us in terms of, as an ordinary person on the streets, what is it that I can do? What contribution can I make to assist you? I'm willing to assist because I know that I'm at risk. But tell me, what is it that I can do? How can I participate? So the presentation starting from yesterday up to today, they were able to show us as to what is it that we can do on the ground? What is it that you can do as an ordinary person on the ground out there? So thank you very much to all the presenters. The hard work that you put in terms of putting together the presentation so that they can be relevant to this session. Can we give them a round of applause? The exhibitors, I found a lot of valuable information from the exhibition. And thank you to all the exhibitors that supported our cause. And I hope that even in future we'll have you coming and we'll have more exhibitors so that we are able to empower ourselves and gain more insight and knowledge in terms of what are the other things that are happening out there or that are possible for us to do. And then the Northwest University. It doesn't matter that we are paying you for the work that you are doing, but you are highly appreciated. The coordination, the facilitation that you are putting in terms of making sure that we've got a relevant climate change strategy with an implementable implementation plan is something that we want to see. Having brought your students here to also be part of the engagements today is highly appreciated. Can we give them a round of applause? And we would also like to say thank you to our HOD, the commitment that he has. They had to go with the MEC to the US for other work-related commitments, assignments that they had to undertake, but they remained worried about this workshop. And they even went to an extent of making sure that the HOD records the message in terms of giving us the direction as to what is the purpose of our gathering here. That is highly appreciated and commendable. Otherwise, they could have just said, see to it, We are outside the country, we are doing other things, so see to it. But the fact that they became worried to an extent to say that, okay, even if the timelines or, the timelines are not, that much aligned, but we have to do something to make sure that we can show to everybody that we are supporting this cause and we are part of it. So we are saying thank you to our HOD for the message where he was giving us the purpose of the day. And last but not least, the keynote address by the MEC. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you to our MEC for the message that she gave to us. A big round of applause, colleagues. Are you tired? Are you tired? Are you hungry? Food is there. Food is there. You will be able to eat. You are going to be fed. Give my MEC a strong round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the session is adjourned. Let's go and have lunch. Then after lunch, we travel safely back to our departments, to our other commitments, and to our destinations. Thank you very much.